Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal. Today we are going to make a Christmas skinny tumbler. So this is a 20-ounce skinny tumbler. This is the design that we are using today. How adorable is this? So we've got a little bit of gradient going on here. These cool little Santas going on. Look at all that detail, just super cute. This is only 1+ credit for you guys, and I'll have it linked down below. So the tumbler that I'm using today is this really cool holographic glitter type tumbler. It's a 20-ounce. The very first thing that we want to do is remove our lid here. And then for this particular tumbler, it does come with the straw as well as the little cleaning brush, which I thought was quite nice. So I'll have this one that I'm using today linked down below. Then what you're gonna need is some of these little Subli shrinks. Unless you guys have a skinny tumbler press, which hopefully we will get here on the channel very soon. So what you want to do is get yourself some of this Subli shrink, and this is going to allow you to press this in a convection oven, which is what we're going to use today. You want to press it 400 degrees for around 6 minutes. Mine fluctuates between 385 and 400 for 6 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and do some prep work. So what we need to do first is take a clean cloth here and remove any sort of oils, debris. You could definitely just spray this down with some rubbing alcohol and clean your tumbler like so. Next, we need to tape down our design here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line this up here. Now, one thing I've noticed with this particular tumbler, it kind of like tapers off a little bit. So you can see that gap there. So I'm trying to play around with it a little bit to where I'm not going to have that gap up there at the top. Once you have this nice and tight, now I'm going to end up with a little bit of a gap, so I should have printed this just a smidge more. I printed this on 11 by 17, but I should have just allowed for a little bit more. It still could have printed on my 11 by 17, but I really needed to allow for a little bit more, but I'm going to proceed forward. So what you need to do is get it folded over and ready to tape. You don't want to tape down and then tape because you're going to block off where this needs to lay. So you're just going to have to hold it with your 5 hands, if you will, and then we're going to tape it down. So we're just going to go ahead and get it like so, and we're just going to tape it down as tight as we can get all the way down. All right. And then I'm going to squeeze as much as I can up here at the top and place my tape. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna end up with just a little bit of a gap there. And then what I wanna do is kind of fold over anything that's remaining on the top or the bottom. And now we are ready to put this in our Subli shrink. For your Subli shrink, you're just going to open it right up and we're gonna place it right inside. So what you're wanting to do is just center this right inside of this. So that way when we go to put it in our convection oven, it's just gonna shrink all the way around it. You do not have to have a heat gun for this. Once you place it in your convection oven that's hot, it's going to shrink around it on its own. So we're gonna go ahead and take this over to the convection oven and let it do its work. All right, so now that our mug is ready to go, we're gonna go ahead and take this off as quickly as possible. So we're just gonna go ahead and peel this away. You may need some scissors to cut this away. Once your tumbler has completely cooled down, you can pop your lid back on and insert your straw. Definitely make sure it has cooled all the way down or it can ruin your seal. So you guys can see how cool these colors are. You guys can see this gradient. So it's darker to this lighter like teal color. And then hopefully you guys can see that sparkle and see how cool these came out. So you guys, I hopefully are seeing that sparkle there. But I think this came out super cool. As you guys can see on the back here, this is my little overlap line. And then you guys can see that little bitty spot I was talking about on the top. So definitely always do a test run and make sure it's going to fit all the way across. But you guys can see how cool this turned out. This would make a great gift for anybody, for yourself, or also another great item to sell. So once again, love the way that this one came out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.